This video is for a GE Profile refrigerator, and if you want a refrigerator like this one, you've probably been faced with a situation where you open it up over and over and over again and find this. Your shelf is obviously not sitting on the rack properly. You can see the ones down there are nice and even, but this one's fallen in. And we're going to take a look at how to fix that cheaply and quickly and not ever have to mess with this again. So the problem lies in the way they designed this shelf. And it just basically falls right down. A little bit of weight, yep, so you can see that right there. So hopefully the engineer responsible for freezer shelving has been fired or moved on to another division of GE. And in the meantime, we have expensive refrigerators with shelves that don't fold up in the freezer. So you can see that it's got a good half-inch gap on the side that we need to close. And I've read a lot of online posts about different fixes people have done, some of them being pretty invasive, but this has a pretty quick and easy solve that's cheap to be able to do what's down here. You can see down on this one, except for that piece of corn, this little piece of tube holds it up on both sides, and that way, in months of having it like this, these shelves have never fallen in. It just eats up the gap just enough to where it becomes stable. Okay, and the way that I built this was with a piece of tubing that it's actually left over from a transmission fluid cooler kit that a friend of mine and I installed. He just gave me the tube. But it looks like it's about 5/8 thick, maybe 3/8 diameter on the inside. I imagine you could find tubing like this at any auto parts store or some other similar type of tubing. So all I did was I took that and just a utility knife, and I took a chunk, maybe 3 inches, maybe 2 inches long. Just cut it that way, and then that same piece, I stood it up and then split it right down the side like that to where I could open it up. Then I grabbed one of these racks and I just slipped this piece on like that, and I'd put one on each end, on each side of the rack has its own, and then installed it that way. Okay, then we're just going to install this. Like that. And tuck each one up onto the shelves so that each one is sitting right on the plastic sections. And so you can see that rather than putting it like over that gap or sitting too far forward where it's not going to rest on something, just got it so they're all four solidly placed in from there. So you can see there's no lateral movement, they're next to none, and basically you have a stable shelf and you can load it right back up with all your frozen goods and not have to worry about it ever again.